All right. So I decided to go back to my own interview with Stephen Frost. Let's check this out. So I mean, and I said this before we started this. I'm not going to put you on the spot. I know you also said you're very good at fielding questions. Like, nah, I'm not dealing with that. But I'm assuming that in the trailer, the 4 question marks that show up on the big montage that's zooming out, the 4 question marks, is there actual source attached to that as far as possible reveals?
I will say that we have not revealed all the games, and that there will be a number of games that are revealed in the coming months. And some might be ones that people expect and assume, and some might be ones that people aren't thinking about or don't expect. So I think it's a nice balance. It's always the case where everyone wants everything, right? Like, I know there's a huge, and I'll say this here, I know there's a huge thing like, oh, Mortal Kombat 9. Like, Mortal Kombat, we love Mortal Kombat 9, right? But as your videos say, Mortal Kombat 9 is so close to now. Like, it's so far away from where we are right now. Will we ever get there? That would be amazing, right? If we could go through and progress along. But we have to start at the beginning. And we have to, like, start the story somewhere and build out the foundation of this, and then we can grow from there. And whether potentially maybe it's like a follow-up volume or DLC, who knows? We've done both, right, in the past. But we're not going to jump way ahead to do MK9. I'll tell you that right now. We're not going to do MK9. It doesn't make sense. The amount of development time just to get MK9 working on all the different platforms would be considerable. I mean, that's not why we wouldn't do it, but it's more so of like the amount of time and effort to not only get all of these base versions up and running, but to do all of the quality of life improvements, to do all the behind the scenes story. It's a staggering amount of time. And hopefully when people see the product, they'll see the time and energy that has gone into it. And so they'll understand. Obviously right now, all they see is a trailer and just like, we want everything. Right? But there's a logical progression to stuff. We can't include everything from Mortal Kombat 1 to Mortal Kombat 9. It's just not possible right now in this scope, from either technological limitations or just from the standpoint of the amount of time required to be able to tell the story of these different eras, whether it's 2D era, the 3D era, the NetherRealm era, however how you split it up. But all I can say is we would love to get there. I feel that we have a strong foundation here, and it really depends on the interest of fans and the public as far as like, do they want to see more after they've seen what we do? And if they do, we'd be more than happy to, if Warner Brothers is open, NetherRealm, we'd be more than happy to try to continue telling the story forward if we can. But right now, we got to focus on the beginning.
I mean, this is from the dude in charge, right? Like, it's just, it doesn't get any clearer than that. Now, as I've stated many times, it's not to say that, there's a possibility that these other people could be right. But we have to base our coverage on what's actually out there. We can theory craft all day, but when you make something a statement of fact, be it in title, thumbnail, content, without any evidence to back it up, then that's misleading. And we shouldn't be misleading people that could be very excited. As he's pointed out here, as he's also pointed out in IGN, when they directly asked him about things like MK mythologies and special forces, he's like, well, just keep on, just keep hoping, keep, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't go, nah. Now, in this interview with him, he states, as you just saw, no to MK9, obviously no to the 3D era, because there's no, like, they're trying to tell a story here. This isn't just a collection of games. They're trying to tell a story here, right? And it makes a lot of sense that story obviously has to start from somewhere, which is why games like, even as bad as Special Forces was, that you could have it in there. Now, I have said since then that they could also include, if they wanted to, the unreleased, I think it was an E3 demo or something like that. Total MK knows the proper name, but I've got it. I showed it in a video, one of my recent videos, where you can actually choose between Jax and Sonya. So imagine they do an announcement of Mythology Sub-Zero, Special Forces, and the unreleased version of Special Forces, right? That'd be kind of cool, right? They could reveal multiple games at a single event, and then still have the other event to reveal games at, right? You wouldn't just do an announcement singularly for Mythology Sub-Zero. You wouldn't do it just for Special Forces. To me, logically, it makes more sense to do that as a combined package, which then builds the hype to the very last reveal, which will be at PAX after Gamescom, and then that we're all hoping that that will be MK Gold. But what I've been saying to people, that the question marks do actually make sense. I did ask him, is there source to it? Meaning, is there substance to it? He could have said, nah, it was just in there for blah, 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 right? Now, maybe that is true, right? But I'm taking this man at his word, right? And every interview that he has been in, he has been very forthcoming, very honest about his answers. And I can't imagine why, you know, like if he's trying to misdirect, you just misdirect. Just like he did in the IGN interview, asked about Special Forces and Mythology Sub-Zero, right? He didn't answer it yes or no. Why? Because that builds hype, right? Because then there are people out there who specifically want Mythology Sub-Zero, who've been waiting a really long time. And then, like if they go, nah, it's not in there, that might have been the linchpin for them to buy the game, right? So that's why I get very critical and very hard on people that aren't being upfront. If you don't have concrete evidence, then you don't say you have concrete evidence. You don't say it in the thumbnail, you don't say it in the title, right? You certainly don't say it in the video content itself. They're trying to sell a product here. They're trying to sell a game and a game collection. And the last thing that we need is bad faith actors or people pushing misinformation, right? It's okay to theory craft. It's okay to speculate. But be honest. And I just proved that. Anyway, guys, catch you next time.